If you're looking for the epoxy resins for wood, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the 10th position of our list, we have premium quality clear epoxy resin. This is a cheap epoxy resin, and it still seems to offer a reasonable level of quality. Like my other choices, it is a two-part mixture made up of two half-gallon jugs. The hardener and epoxy are mixed at a 1:1 ratio, which does make the measurement aspect of the process a little easier. Takes a little longer to dry. A lot of reviews have said that this product takes a while to dry. In fact, some people even reported that the mixture never hardened at all. This was somewhat confusing to me because most reviews for this product have been positive. However, I think I have an answer to this question. This product comes with no instructions for mixing it properly. Instead, it just says to mix at a 1:1 ratio. While most people understand that this means mixing equal amounts, the manufacturer forgot to tell people one very important thing. Do you measure by weight or by volume? This confusion has obviously led to some problems. However, on the upside, this product does give you a little more working time. Non-toxic and food safe. Like the rest of the products on the list, this one is made to be safe for human health and the environment. It is rated safe for food surfaces and contains no volatile organic compounds. Moving on to the next at number 9 with Dr. Crafty Super-Gloss Epoxy Resin. Dr. Crafty is another well-known name in this market, so let's see what they have to offer. Some reviewers say that they have sworn by this product for years with no problems. Less prone to bubbling. If you are wondering why a pressure cooker is necessary for proper epoxy casting, the answer is simple: bubbling. When plastic is melted and cast without pressure, it tends to absorb air from its surroundings. This causes a lot of bubbles to form in the resulting item. Even if you aren't pouring it into a mold, it's good to have one that isn't that prone to bubbling. Such a thing can ruin your work very quickly. Fully protected against UV damage. There are two tiers of protection against UV damage: UV stabilizers and Hall's additives. The first of these will delay the yellowing and peeling, which is caused by the sun's UV rays, while the other one will prevent it more permanently. Obviously, a lot of epoxy products don't include these ingredients. Because this product contains both kinds of UV protection, it is suitable for outdoor use. Even long-term outdoor use should not be a problem. When using this product as a coating, it is likely to be the last coating the item will ever need. Bonuses and guarantees. There are a few little perks that come with this product, and they are worth discussing. First of all, I'm very reassured by the money-back guarantee. This kind of guarantee is not common for these types of products, so the company went the extra mile here. I also like the fact that this product is basically an entire kit. It includes the epoxy and its matching hardener, but it also includes 2 mixing cups, 2 stir sticks, and 2 plastic spreaders. In other words, it has everything you need to get started. Consistency issues. This epoxy seems very good, but I do see a few consistent complaints. Most of these complaints come down to the consistency of the product. A lot of people say that it's too hard to mix, with some claiming that it took them twice as long to mix this epoxy. This might explain why good mixing tools are included with the product. Some others have complained that the product is too thin when mixed. For instance, one user who was coating tumbler glasses with colored epoxy had some frustrating results. He found that the only way to make the epoxy stick was to place the glasses on a rotary lathe-type device. Still, that isn't a huge inconvenience. The thin consistency does make it easier to make a mess, but that can be remedied with a little caution and care. The number 8 position is held by Countertop UV-Resistant resin. This epoxy has a few interesting qualities that make it worthy of a spot on our list. The main selling point of this item is the fact that it resists UV rays better than most products on the market. This makes it a decent choice for outdoor use. This product is meant to provide a very clear finish and is advertised as being crystal clear. When it dries, it looks a lot like glass. Within 36 hours, it cures completely and is even more clear. The product is formulated to resist staining and yellowing, so that it will provide a durable and long-lasting coating. However, bear in mind that this label only applies when the resin is fully cured. Applying this resin is more pleasant because it has almost no smell at all. There is no need to fool with a face mask or a respirator. Bonds to any surface. Countertop epoxy bonds well to wood, concrete, MDF board, formica, ceramic, tile, and most types of stone. Another good thing about this product is that it gets pretty good coverage in terms of square feet per can. It's not a huge difference when compared to other brands, but it's a big enough difference to save a little money when buying multiple cans for large projects. This product does have a few shortcomings, although they are not that bad. First of all, this product does not create as hard a surface as some other products of this type. This product also tends to show a lot of bubbles. These can be removed with a heat gun or a hair dryer, but it takes a little longer than you would probably expect. If you opt for this product, be prepared to spend a little more time with the heat gun in your hand. Next at number 7 we have Art Resin. Art Resin is an epoxy that is designed with the artist in mind. As you may already know, epoxy resin has many different uses. Because it can be cast like metal, but is much easier to melt than metal, it is a natural choice for sculpture and other forms of three-dimensional art. This product is focused on the needs of the artist, but can also make a fine tool for more practical purposes. Great for casting. Epoxy casting isn't quite as easy as you might think. You don't simply mix the product and pour it into a mold. If you do that, you are likely to get some terrible results. For one thing, you have to take great care to make sure that everything is properly mixed. Any unmixed material will create weak spots where no chemical bond is present. A pressure cooker is required to avoid bubbling, warping, and other problems encountered while drying. Because this product is designed for artists from the ground up, you can be assured of an easier casting process. Not all epoxy resin products take these needs into account, so this is a great choice for the amateur caster. Safe, but not 100% safe. This product is advertised as being very safe and non-toxic. Indeed, the product does get high marks in the safety category, but the advertising might be a little misleading. With no volatile organic compounds, often called VOCs for short, this one doesn't present any danger to human life. It is also free of BPA, bisphenol, a plastic additive that has come under fire in recent years for its effects on human health. However, we can see a different story when we look at the MSDS for this product. It says that the fumes can cause some pretty serious issues. There is even a warning on the bottle, right next to the label, that tells you the product is free of VOCs and BPA. Still, I can also see that this product is completely safe once it has cured. It's even safe for use on food prep surfaces, but make sure you wait until it is completely cured. The number 6 position is held by MAS Epoxy Resin. MAS Epoxies might not be the most well-known manufacturer of epoxies, but they may very well be the best. While they did not get our Editor's Choice Award, that was mostly due to the fact that it is a bit less convenient for most people's purposes. However, this is one of the premier epoxy resins if you are looking for a product that can do pretty much everything well, so long as you do not need it to be done quickly. That said, they say good things come to those who wait, and the MAS Epoxy's resin provides a multitude of good things to those who are willing to wait on it a bit. That is why I rated this our top all-around epoxy resin for wood. Just make sure that you do not need the finished product anytime soon unless you have a curing cabinet. Like a pro. One of the top qualities of the MAS Epoxy's resin is that it was made by professionals for professionals, but it also understands that DIYers are liable to look their way as well. The number 5 position is dominated by TotalBoat Epoxy. TotalBoat Tabletop Epoxy may seem like an epoxy resin with an identity crisis, based on its name, but the brand is arguably the best option for most people by far. This is because TotalBoat, which is owned by Jamestown Distributors, has a particular focus on pretty much all finishing products related to mariner crafts. Basically, if it goes on something that goes in the water, there is a good chance that TotalBoat manufactures a top-tier product for it. While this may seem a bit out of place for our list, it actually ensures that the TotalBoat tabletop epoxy provides some protections others do not. Because of this, as well as a number of other great features provided without any real difference in the price, I included the TotalBoat tabletop epoxy in our list as a good indoor epoxy resin for wood. Moving on to the next at number 4 with East Coast Epoxy Resin. East Coast Resin may not be a company you have heard of, but that only makes sense since they have only recently started having an online presence. Before that, you had to find out about the company with more than 20 years of experience through a specialized distributor. That said, it seems as if East Coast Resins understands what most of their customers actually want out of an epoxy resin for wood: immediacy. That is why East Coast Resins made sure that their product provides the fastest curing time that I saw, though the race was a close call in the end. That said, this particular model still provides plenty of other benefits as well, though it is likely not the best option for inexperienced users. The number 3 position is held by SRC Epoxy Resin. It might seem a bit surprising, but SRC is actually one of the more well-known manufacturers of epoxy resins, though they do not specialize exclusively in this product category like some of the other manufacturers on our list. That said, this company did still get its start manufacturing epoxy resins, and does still focus primarily on this type of product. What is even more impressive is that SRC, due to its popularity and size, has been able to undercut most of the competition in terms of price, easily making this the top budget epoxy resin for wood. In fact, when you compare this product to the general experience of using an epoxy resin, it may in fact be a bit more convenient than some of the others. Easy peasy. To be clear, this is not actually the easiest product to use, but it does come with a number of qualities that make it convenient. For instance, while not the quickest in every category, the SRC Crystal Clear Epoxy does at least provide a comparable final curing time as our quickest at 16 to 20 hours in total. Even better, the SRC Crystal Clear also has a solid early curing time of 40 minutes, which provides an additional 10 minutes of work time. Next at number 2 we have RTG Bar and Tabletop Epoxy. This is an excellent tabletop epoxy for all-around use. It is marketed as a good epoxy for those who have never used this kind of product before, and the marketing seems to be accurate. This stuff is really easy to mix, as it uses a simple 1:1 ratio, by volume, not by weight, for an easy and simple mix. It bonds to just about anything, including wood, stone, concrete, metal, and ceramic. Stops further rotting. RTG epoxy is fully waterproof, making it a good choice for projects that involve driftwood or other partially rotted wood. With a piece like that, you do not want the wood to rot any further. As such, you can use an epoxy like this to preserve it for much longer than you normally could. RTG has a self-leveling formula, which is a fancy way of saying that it is formulated to spread itself evenly in all directions. Of course, you should still make sure to level your working surface before applying this product all the same. Finally, the number 1 position is dominated by Pro Marine Supply's Epoxy Resin. Pro Marine Supplies was a company that started out as Pro Marine Repair a little over a decade ago. During that time, the small business owners realized that too many epoxy resins on the market were not up to snuff. Like many companies, this led the owners to expand their market, and now the sister company specializes not only in epoxy resins for wood but this particular product exclusively. That said, it does seem a bit odd that a company focused on boat repair would move to the tabletop market, but this is still a solid option. On top of that, due to being founded in California where environmental protections are more strict, this is also an epoxy resin for wood which does not contain any VOCs. That's all for today. We upload product review videos every single day. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for the upcoming video notification.